All right. Hey, everyone. It is back. I'm back. It's been a long journey on YouTube, and I wanted to just take a moment and reflect on where I've been and where I want to go next, because this community has been awesome. There's been some really amazing people that have reached out, connected, and we stay in touch. And I appreciate all of those that are following along. I know I'm getting about 5% of my subscribers watching videos, which is actually a high metric in YouTube terms. So check out the space while I'm here. Got my Rodecaster Pro playing. I use this usually for podcasting, but I figured it'd be a little fun to play around with that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm right now filming with my Fuji X-T3. That has been my system of choice. In 2016, I started my journey down into photography, and eventually I found and fell in love with video work. And so the Fuji system has been my video camera for the better part of 4+ years. I've since upgraded to an Zcam E2S6. It's a cinema camera body rigged out with anamorphic lenses and everything. I'm probably going to maintain two systems, and in a few days I'm actually getting a GH5 II Mark II. That's going to add to my collection here, and I'll share in a separate video why I'm doing that. But first, let's get back to my YouTube journey, and I wanted to kind of take a look at where I've been. So I'm going to go into my analytics, and I'm going to go back to my first video. I have 94 videos on YouTube, some of which are private, that aren't shared publicly in the world. But my very first video is just a little video of my kitty falling asleep. And so this is May 2011. That's 10 years ago. My first step into YouTube. That video got about 1,000 watches. Then my first, I would say real video was just a capture on YouTube of me jackhammering the basement and using just a small roto hammer. I'm breaking up some concrete. And that one got 6,000 views, which is crazy for my channel here. And so let's take a quick look here. So again, that's not really, it's not anything special. It's just I took a video of me doing something, and for some reason it got a crazy amount of views. And so my real break into YouTube started in 2016. I did a breaking in a Saddleback briefcase bag. Now, this is a cult following community. I was part of it for a while, just really into their bags and the fact that they have a 100-year warranty, and just into my love for leather goods. This is my first video where I got 16 comments, 41 likes and dislikes, and just a lot of hate mail, right? This is the first one where people were just like, why would you buy a bag and completely destroy it? So take a look here. Right. And it's got quite damaged. And I think I edited this video in iMovie. That's probably an iMovie transition beginning. Just my first time really kind of capturing it. I think it may be cell phone camera, or it likely was probably some small point and shoot camera with some really basic rudimentary edits. And it got a lot of views, got a lot of likes. Then I went on a spree of just reviewing leather goods. And so and those for some reason is a very niche community. And I really just, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't spend the rest of my YouTube career here focusing on leather goods. Although I like leather goods, it's just not something I wanted to do. And I think if I get in that space, I could probably niche down that space. And so, hey, if you have any suggestions, I might consider spinning off a separate channel just for that. Okay, so for all intents and purposes, my real journey into YouTube started in February 2019. It was a snowy day in Seattle. I had got the DJI Osmo Pocket. It's a little gimbal pocket camera. And I really committed myself to starting with YouTube. So this is a little more than 2 years ago. And I was inspired by this amazing YouTuber, Say Park. Just similar to me, he started out with no followers and just really went for it. And now he's really used some cool stuff. I'll link in the description to his channel as well. And that one only got 58 views. No one really cares about it. It's a vlog. People don't need to be watching vlogs of people that are unknown. And so that's kind of my first space into it. I did some rudimentary editing. Hey guys, it's 2019, 2 days after a snowstorm in Seattle, and I'm kicking off my vlog. First off, I'm going to do a shout out to 3 people that have inspired me. One, Say Park, who did a 30-day vlogging challenge and then started kind of really building from there. I've noticed a lot of these niche videos, especially ones that are very focused on a very specific topic. For example, I think my Ship John jackets or my volleyback jackets, those get a lot of views from search. And that's kind of my first dig there. And then I wanted to jump into a few weeks later. I did one big one. I think this is just a kind of how I set up my gimbal and my Fuji cameras. And that's a very niche community. Again, so taking a gimbal and then taking a camera, combining those two together, and it created a very niche community. Let's check it out here. All right, welcome back to Daniel Huang of All Trades. Today I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about so I will put the tripod at the bottom here. And what's cool is it enables me to set the tripod. Okay, so I shared a few videos. They go from just very basic rudimentary iMovie editing to kind of the space really for the first time becoming my little YouTube studio. And then it's been fairly limited since. And even now where I'm at today, the quality is kind of flatline. It's found its plateau. And I want to take a moment to share that I wanted to really up the level to the next level. And so this video will probably be the last kind of really talking head video. And then from here on out, I'm going to start doing some more, bringing in some of the stuff I do for professionally for work. And I'm going to start bringing it into my personal channel here on YouTube. So thank you for following along. And let me switch to another camera. So we switched over to my Zcam E2S6. And this is on an anamorphic Vazen 40mm T2. So these two worlds are colliding for me. I started out this journey in 2016, just really wanting to explore photography as a passion. And I got into photography and I did I shot a wedding. I did some really cool, amazing, awesome stuff. And I continue to do photography because you got to get your thumbnails on YouTube. But I've noticed that now, at least on the upper echelon of YouTube, everyone is shooting with the Sony A7S III and full frame cameras, and it's just there's a complete movement towards something that's different. And what I'm doing here is I'd like to switch and kind of niche out and create some differentiation. So I'm going to be exploring a few more video techniques, getting away from just full frame images. I'm going to shoot with crop sensors and even Micro Four Thirds. This one again is a Super 35 sensor, but with an anamorphic lens. And so it's going to create just a different type of image. And I'm going to see if I can start creating YouTube channel videos using my anamorphic lens. And that's why in a few days, the GH5 Mark II is coming. It's going to be my secondary B camera because I do have the 28mm T2.8, maybe T2 with the Vazen anamorphic lens. That lens also is going to let me be portable, move around. It's smaller, and it also might be a second B camera. And that's the reason why I ended up getting 2 different systems, because cinema cameras are just a pain and it's a lot of work to set up and it's overkill for YouTube. But I think that's where I'd like to head, is kind of get into that overkill mode. So I'm shooting in 5K, I think, anamorphic, and then I'm going to crop it down to a regular 16:9 rather than doing the 2:1:1. And I'm just throwing out a whole bunch of jargon. So one thing I'd like to do in this channel is really, I don't know what I'm doing, because there are pros out there. I watch all these YouTube channels and the pros are showing me, here's how anamorphic works, and they get really deep into it, or here's how the exposure triangle works, and they get really deep into it, and just all these technical terms and lingo. This channel is not about me teaching you. I'm going to point you to some resources. You can follow the pros out there. What you're going to learn from me is someone that has no idea what they're doing. And I'm a polymath. I just like a lot of different things, as you can tell by just the number of random stuff all over up here. I like exploring. I like playing around with different things. And this channel is really going to be an exploration of that. So thank you for joining me in this journey. We're about to hit 250 subscribers, so do like and subscribe. And I'm going to take it from here. We're going to go to 1,000, and we're going to build a strong community. The numbers aren't important necessarily to me. I'd like to get to 1,000, kind of, because that's a sweet spot I like to get to at this point. So please just share this channel. But more importantly, please subscribe. Please engage in the comments. Ask questions. We're going to learn together. I'm going to do some giveaways. I got too much equipment that I'd like to start moving out, either through good deals or via good giveaways. And I'm going to be pretty exclusive just to the group of people that are subscribed. I'm not going to do these hacking games to get subscribers by giving away, but more I'm going to randomly just pick people that are in this community, and we'll share in the wealth together. So thanks for joining me on this journey. I'll see you in the next one.